Hello, friends.
Welcome to Two Guys on a Walk.
This is episode 3, season 1. We are podcasting. It is about 9:05 p.m. on Sunday evening. We are a few hours removed from a 1-year-old birthday party.
Yep.
Happy birthday, Owen. Big one. We are also a few hours removed from the NCAA Women's National Championship.
Heck of a game.
What a game. What a game. And probably not for, yes, the game itself was, it was a really good game, right? But there were so many other things that went along with it.
The storyline was much bigger than a good game.
Yeah. So let's dive right in, Brad. Your thoughts on the game itself.
I hate saying that officials win and lose games, but the officials definitely took Iowa out of their rhythm.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that Iowa would have won, because I do think LSU, watching the game, would have won the game. It would have been a lot closer.
Yeah.
And I think Iowa would have had a chance down the stretch. Not saying they would have won, but they would have had a chance.
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
I think the game was played exactly how Kim Mulkey wanted it to.
Oh, 100%.
The way her team is built and the way basically the whole SEC is built for women's basketball it's big physical basketball.
Yep.
And because of that and the depth that LSU had, they were going to make it as ugly as possible.
Yep.
And they did that. And I think it forced the officials, to struggle. Because how do you be consistent when everybody's getting mugged, really? It was both sides, I think.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Okay, so as we get going here on segment, we're going to call it 2, even though we've had quite a few technical difficulties.
Malfunctions.
Big time. This is the first time we're really testing these microphones, and needless to say, it's been a little bit of a struggle. So we're going to move on and maybe come back again tomorrow, maybe?
Tomorrow.
Maybe, question mark?
When next walk.
Next walk, yeah, whenever that might
we
be.
feel a little more comfortable about the new mics.
Right. So, how about the weather this week? Okay, you live in Iowa. You assume the risk that there is going to be inclement, to put it nicely, inclement weather. Friday, I don't know, what your thoughts were, but all day, I'd kind of been reading up on the weather a little bit.
Yep.
And
following it closely.
Yes. My interest in weather has gone up significantly as I get older, and maybe that's a normal thing.
Yeah.
When Southeast Iowa went up to a level 5, I believe it was, for severe weather threat, sometime in the mid-morning, I think it was, all of a sudden my ears kind of perked up, and I'm like, okay, it's going to be an interesting day in the state.
It's going to get serious.
My family, cleaned out our basement basically the night before. Really liked what we saw. The first time we'd seen our basement remotely cleaned since we moved there. And just kind of got everything ready, kind of preparing for something that you never know if it's going to come or not.
Yep.
Sure enough, and I don't remember what time that was, when my phone went nuts. And I'm like, is this real?
All I know is we left school, and I told Brady, hey, if you need a place to go, you're more than welcome to come to our house. So we go, I get home, I tell Jamie that, and Jamie's like, just text him, have him come over. That way, they're already here. what have you. All right, fine. So I did. Then she's getting nervous because no response.
Ooh.
No response. I'm like, guarantee you he's taking a nap. Sure enough, the phones go berserk. Again, probably what, 4:35?
Something like that. I couldn't remember the exact time.
Somewhere in there. Call in. Hey, did you get my text? Yep. You know what, a tornado warning? Yep. Coming over.
Oh, jeez. Great timing.
Yep.
There's a tornado here. Hop in your car and drive.
Yep.
Come on. Come on, coach.
So, let's just say I go out, I move our lawnmower so they can pull into the garage. Wait
a minute. You're going to sacrifice your lawnmower?
Oh, yeah. No, I moved it in the garage.
Okay.
Trust me, I don't move that thing outside.
All right. I misunderstood.
Yep. Pop the garage door open. The wind picks up. It's hailing. It's probably the worst 30 seconds of storm it could possibly be. They pull in the driveway. That was it. Nice rain.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong, we were still in a tornado warning at the time. And my mom would hear this and be like, "You idiot, you were outside in a tornado warning?" But like, trying to help her friend.
Yeah. So, obviously, we were in tornado watch like the whole day, basically. Yeah. And so, I mean, you always know it's a possibility. It just means it means the conditions are right.
Right.
It can happen. So, like, I'm just sitting there in my chair holding my little 1-year-old. When my phone goes crazy,
like Amber Alert status.
Yeah, it was. It was just like it was like an Amber Alert thing, and I immediately get up and I'm looking at my almost 4-year-old. Austin, go to the basement. Go to the basement. And Carly's in the other room, and she got the same message that I got, and she's like, "Alex, you need to calm down. We can't have our kids freaking out." I'm like, "Them? I'm freaking out. We got to get to the basement." Luckily, I was probably the one that handled things the worst, and the kids were, I think they're just pretty excited to be down in our basement that we had.
That was kind of how our kids were.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, "Hey, we need to go downstairs," and then right away, Kevin's like, "What's going on?" Like, nothing. We're gonna go downstairs and play for a while. But then, like, my dad and me starts kicking in.
Yep.
Like, all right, you need tennis shoes. You need a coat. Like, you need this stuff.
Carly had a bag made for us.
Oh, that's smart.
All of us.
Because I'm grabbing tennis shoes and throwing them down the stairs, and Kevin's like, "Why do we need these?" I'm like, "Never know. Never know." And I could tell my wife was a little bit confused on why I was grabbing tennis shoes, but I'm like, I just hope we don't need them. I'd rather have them and not need them than need them and they're 4 miles away.
It was crazy.
It was.
And we don't have a TV in our basement yet, so like we had our phones going on, watching KWWL and just watching all the tornadoes from the other places too.
Yeah.
It just got you really, I'll say, in that mode, I guess, of all right, you need to be on edge until this whole tornado watch thing is over with.
Yeah.
Because it can pop up on any time, like it did.
Right.
So fast forward now. Guess what it says the weather's going to be like on Tuesday. Okay, so all you listening here on the podcast, if you're getting this before Tuesday, be prepared.
Yep.
I think the major threats might be a little bit farther south again. A little bit.
The same area.
Yeah. So you feel pretty bad for those in southeast Iowa. Because I think it sounds like they're going to get the brunt of it again. But, here we are. It's the first week of April.
Yeah.
And we're going to be getting, it just feels like it's going to be one of those springs.
I have a feeling. You're right.
It's going to go from humid and 75 degrees to, as soon as that cold front goes through, it's going to be down to 40 or 30 with snow the next day. So, if you're a spring sport coach like myself, this sucks.
Yeah, it makes it interesting.
Yeah. So we were supposed to have a track meet on Friday. We're supposed to have a track meet on Tuesday. So it's gonna be an interesting spring. I got a feeling. So stay safe out there, everybody,
Yeah.
because you never know. You never know. Don't be a hero.
What's their thing? Stay aware, stay prepared.
Sure. I don't know.
There's something that they're saying on the news.
Turn around, don't drown. Something like that. Something like that. So just be aware, people, because there's trained spotters, there's trained chasers that die every year because you cannot 100% accurately predict where one of these things is going to go. You think you do, but you don't.
All right, I'm gonna bring this up because I was always raised this way. You may have a different perspective because of what happened here in Parkersburg.
Okay.
But when I was a kid, tornado warning, as long as it wasn't a torrential downpour, we were standing outside trying to see it.
Yeah.
Now, with that said, I remember one time I was probably in middle school. We saw a wall cloud come through,
Yep.
and it was spinning pretty massively.
Yep.
I vividly remember this. And my dad looked at me and my brother and was like, that spins to the ground. You gotta run. My brother, probably, I don't know, 10 or so. Why? Because that will be a tornado, and we gotta get to the basement.
Mm-hmm.
So, not saying it's a great idea to go out and watch storms, but I love that. I love being outside and watching them come through and the clouds and all of that stuff, but I also get the safety part.
Now, between you and me and the 20 other people that listen to this podcast, I would love to sit out in a safe area,
right,
and watch for these storms. I would love it. I was not living here at the time of the tornado, so I did not, I'm not technically a survivor, I
Right.
guess you could say, but my wife was. She has a different perspective on things.
Correct.
Get your butt down in the basement as soon as you get a warning.
Right.
And I get it. I understand it.
Yep. And I do too. I'm not that guy that's standing out in the middle of the street.
You're macho. You're looking out. Yeah. I got you.
Because I was the first one, when our phones went off, it was Jamie looked at me on what to do, it's time to go downstairs.
Yeah.
That was it. That was the conversation, and we were moving on.
I would, again, I've got a fascination for weather ever since, I don't know when it was. I really don't. I remember in 2010 or 2011, Discovery Channel had a show on called Storm Chasers.
Oh, I love that show.
It was Reed, can't remember his name, but a renowned meteorologist just chasing storms, and his partner, and I absolutely love it. And I still, we've got Discovery Plus. I can go back and watch every episode, and I do.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, but that was really what sparked it for me, and following all those guys on Twitter to find out where they're at. It's interesting. It's really interesting. So you just kind of keep an eye on, what they're doing, where they're at, and actually, before the tornado warning went off, right before, actually, on Friday, my neighbor, messaged me and said, "Hey, go to search this guy on YouTube," and okay, I did, and it was a live shot of the Kyoto tornado, which happened to end up being EF4.
Right.
So a pretty big one. He was following. It was awesome.
I bet.
Awesome. So those are the types of things that, if I had the time and if I didn't have a kid sitting in my lap or something like that, I'd just sit there and be glued to the YouTuber. So interesting.
We were watching Channel 9 for the weather. I don't know why. No offense to Brandon Libby. I bounced back and forth between them all.
Ooh.
Him and Channel 9.
Brandon Libby.
Yep. But we were just on 9 at the time when they showed the Solon City Cam, and they believe that they caught the tornado that went through Solon on their camera.
That's pretty neat.
It was cool to see, and at the same time, wow, definitely don't want to be outside in that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we also need to realize that there were lives lost.
Yes.
And so that's really sad, and you got to take those things really seriously, and sometimes it's easy to just stand there and look up at the sky and be in awe, but ultimately they're very dangerous things.
Yes.
So, when scientists talk about, collecting data and everything like that to hopefully I mean, obviously you can't prevent it, but you can be more weather aware if you know it's coming. And I think those things are really good. So this week, Tuesday it appears, Iowans, wherever you are,
Be prepared.
be prepared. Be prepared. You never know what's going to happen. So there's our weather talk for the day. We are getting towards, I don't know, we're probably the last mile of our walk.
Probably close.
So this is kind of open mic time, Brad. I don't know, what do you want to chat about when, we're kind of, I think we're on a roll here with our mics. We made it 13 straight minutes without it turning off, so I think I figured it out.
Sweet. So it's a beautiful night for a walk.
It is.
I was afraid it was gonna be cold.
I was afraid it was going to be too windy.
Oh.
But it's not.
No,
I mean, I think we're down to about 10 miles an hour, something like that. But really looking forward to more nights like this, even a little warmer.
Yes.
Who knows? Maybe we can get friend of the program, hopefully our first interview, Coach Brady Driscoll out here. If it's a little nicer, a little t-shirt.
His agent has been in contact.
Okay.
Still, the list of demands is long.
And I'd be interested to know what those demands are, because, I mean, you make it to state. I mean, you can pretty much hold out for anything.
Whoa, the biggest one is temperature. Nothing to deal with money.
That's it.
Nothing, just temperature. 75.
Well, I'm glad about the no money thing, because obviously we can't
our
do anything
budget's
about
pretty
that.
slim.
But
75.
That's the magic number.
I'm like, dude, it'll be like mid-June.
What are you gonna go to Florida?
Right.
Holy moly!
2 guys on a walk on location.
Yeah. Well, we did talk in our first episode. We did talk about, maybe we can make this a traveling thing if we ever wanted to. So we'll travel down south, I guess. But that'll be an interesting interview whenever it happens. I had another interesting interview get brought up. Mr. Jamie Pudence, friend of the program.
Really?
Not for him, but it was his idea.
I thought it was him.
No, it was his idea to bring Appleton Parksburg football's get-back coach, Tim Pollock, on the show, just to get his perspective on, what his job is or should be, or what it's like to have to essentially wrestle. Not me, not the head coach of AP.
Nope.
But maybe the defensive coordinator, question mark, Connor Newroth.
Maybe.
The young guy gets a little riled up. I'm pretty sure I saw Tim grab his belt one time just to get him to
He would be a good one.
Yeah, he would be a good one. So, we've got some options. I think I'm throwing this out there right now. I think, for, I don't know about our next episode, but maybe the next couple, I think we need to have a mailbag. Ask us questions.
Right.
I mean, we can't guarantee that we're going to answer them all.
No.
But, we want to know what the viewers are thinking, where your head's at. And we're going to do our best to answer them in the most amateur way possible.
With zero preparation.
We are, if anything, it might be interesting. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's why we're doing this thing. So, it is, I don't know, if you got nothing else, we're about 9:45 p.m. on Sunday evening. So, I think this might be it. All right. Well, we're signing off. Have a great week. Brad, have a great week.
You too.
All right. Later.